I'm just getting around to it, to do a video for bridling a horse for the first time. And there's a couple things that I do to make sure that they don't develop problems with bridling in the future, just to make sure that they know it's a nice, easy process and you don't make them head shy or anything like that. So this is Chevy here. He's a 2-year-old and he hasn't ever had a bridle on before. So I got my bridle here, and what you're gonna do is make sure you have a bridle that fits your horse. If you're questioning it, it's always better to go a little bit bigger than too small, because that's not a good way to start them out with a bit that's pushing up really high on them. So I take my bridle and I make sure that it's too loose, okay? So just on one side, you don't need to, it doesn't need to be like super balanced when you're starting out, especially because you don't know what size the horse is. So I'm just adjusting it so that I know it's gonna be looser than it needs to be, and you can hold it up and it should kind of hang below or just at the bottom of their mouth. Now all I'm gonna do is put my hand up here, and I'm just gonna rest my hand up here, make sure he's comfortable with that. Let's see if they don't need to, but if they already know how to lower their lower their head to pull pressure, then that's beneficial. So I guess I should have done this first, but that's okay. So I'm just holding a little bit of pressure here. Instead of adding more pressure, I'm just kind of wobbling his head back and forth. Good. The second he makes a movement down, I just release that pressure. Good, okay. Good boy. So now what I'm gonna do is hold my hand up here and take the top of the bridle in my hand like this, okay? And it's a bit should just sit underneath the mouth. And I'm just gonna gently hold it here, and then I'm gonna kind of put it between his lips and let him play with it. And you want him to take it in his mouth, and then before you let it go, because you don't want it to be hanging way down, just snug it up. As long as it's not too tight, it can be a little loose, because a horse can learn to pull the bit up in their own mouth. Okay? And if you put it on like that, now this is his first time, so he's going to be better his first time probably than his 5th time. But if you always put it on like that, then you shouldn't have any problems. Now it's a little loose here, but it's really hard to tell when they're playing with it, so I'm just going to leave it. I might tighten it on the other side a hole. And then what I'm going to do is, if possible, I'm just going to kind of leave him with it on, give him some hay. He can work around playing with it, but the more time he can just have to himself without me putting any pressure on the bit or leading him or anything like that, then the better that's going to go. I could have put a smaller bit in, so maybe next time I'll just switch that, but that's okay. As long as it's not too tight, and you just kind of let him hang out with that like that, okay? And so each time it's just important, you know, until they're going pretty well with the bridle. I'll always have it loose when I put it on. Exact same thing, hang my head over, let him take the bit, and then we'll go from there. So let's take it off and let him spit it out. A lot of horses will, at the beginning, he did really good, but they'll get it stuck on their teeth or something. You don't want it to be uncomfortable, okay? So let's just try it one more time here. Now that he's had it in, he might be a little more difficult. So again, just hang out here, let him play with it. Good boy. Over his ears. And before I let it go, tighten it up. There you go, okay? So there you go. I hope that was helpful.